I am 24 years old and I have no mortgage, no car, no kids, no career, and basically have not gone with any of the typical stuff which you would expect a lot of people to have at my age. And here is why. So I am a 24-year-old that has gone down definitely a different sort of route to what I would say the majority of people in their mid-20s go down. For you guys who have been following the channel, you might already know that I moved from the UK to Australia when I was 21 years old and have basically been living abroad ever since. I actually went back to the UK for a visit recently, but I've pretty much been living abroad ever since I left 3 years ago, and I don't have a car, I don't have a mortgage, I don't have a career which I stick in, and I literally have no ties. And this was completely intentional, to be honest. I have never been someone that has been inspired or wanted to go down the typical route, pretty much stick in the rat race. From as young as I can remember, especially in school, you're drilled into you like you have to go down the typical formal education route and then go into these specific careers, which one thing I've learned over the last couple of years of moving abroad is you definitely don't have to do that. But it is literally drilled into you from when you're a kid that you have to go into these specific careers. People are like, what do you want to do in the future? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a lawyer, a builder? You have to do one of these specific careers. And from very young, right up until the last couple of years, I would have been like, I have no idea. I literally have no clue. I wasn't inspired by anyone that was working any of them sort of jobs, and the typical stuff never interested me. I've never been like a sheep who follows what everyone else is doing. I've always had my own kind of interests and wanted to go on my own journey. And all I remember about being like a teenager and into my early 20s was I just wanted to travel. That is the only real thing that interested me. I wanted to see the world. Working any sort of job didn't interest me. I hated school. I literally hated any job I worked. I just wasn't inspired. I didn't like it. And like I said, travel was the only thing that even interested me in the slightest. And it's why from literally about 18 years old, it was my goal to move to Australia. People would be like, what do you want to do in the future? What do you want to do with your life? And I was just like, I want to move to Australia. That was it. I didn't tell them any career. I was literally just like, I want to move to Australia. That's it. And because I'm someone that just doesn't mind taking a risk, I moved to Australia. When I was 21, I moved with my best mate to the other side of the world. Had the best time in Australia ever. Met my girlfriend in Australia. We've been traveling since. Have lived in Australia, New Zealand, traveled Southeast Asia, and have pretty much just been living abroad, living a life which, to be honest, I have always wanted to live. Don't get me wrong, I'm not in the place that I want to be yet. The aim is obviously to be working for myself, traveling, being able to work anywhere in the world and share my experiences, my knowledge, and help other people who want to make a similar sort of move to me. That's where I want to be going. At the moment, obviously, I'm still working jobs that I don't want to do, but a lot of them are just temporary. I've job hopped a lot because I get bored in jobs very quickly, and also we've been moving around a lot. I lived in 4 or 5 places in Australia. I've lived in Auckland here in New Zealand, and that's why I've job hopped a lot. I haven't stuck in one career. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I feel like there's a lot of people who, surely I'm not the only person in their late teens, early 20s that had no clue what they wanted to do with their life. And you're led to believe from very young like you're meant to know what you want to do, and if you don't know what you want to do, that's not a good thing. But to be honest, I think it is one of the biggest blessings that I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was young, because say I wanted to be a lawyer, I would have gone to uni, spent 4 years at uni, and I would have gone straight into that, and that would have been my life. But not knowing what I wanted to do has made me able to live my life a lot as a young person. At the age of 24, I've done a lot more than a lot of 24-year-olds have done without earning much money, may I add. Because obviously people who earn a lot can do a lot, but I've never been rich, so this is possible for any of you lot, trust me. But it's the biggest blessing because traveling, moving abroad, it has led me down a route where I now know what I want to do, and it's not a typical career, and that's why I'm doing social media and I'm trying all these different things. It is the biggest blessing that I didn't know what I wanted to do. So if you're in your late teens or early 20s and you don't know what you want to do, that is perfectly fine. In fact, that is a good thing in a lot of ways. And if you don't know what you want to do, start thinking outside of the box. Stop thinking about these specific careers and start thinking about traveling, having new experiences. The best thing you can do is go and work abroad. Go and have a unique experience, go to poorer countries, go traveling, volunteer, things like that, because they're the experiences which have taught me the most. And for me, the last couple of years, some of the experiences I've had have been so much more valuable than if I'd just gone to uni and spent 4 years sitting in a classroom. Like, that wouldn't have brought me anything. Another reason why I'm happy with what I've done is because I'm 24 years old right now. I do have a bit more of an idea of what I want to be doing for sure. But the best thing is because I've got no ties, I haven't got the car, I haven't got the mortgage, I haven't got the house, I haven't got kids, is I can still go in any direction I want to go with my life. If I wanted to go into a career, which I'm pretty sure I don't, if I wanted to go into a specific career, I could still do that. If I wanted to live in Australia, I could do that, go back to the UK, etc. The list goes on. And it is, for me, I'm so glad that I made the choices I did to move abroad and stuff, because now in my mid-20s, I have that option to go down whichever route I want to go down. I'm not tied to anything. I know people my age who are currently paying a mortgage, they're in a 9-to-5 job, and some of them people, not my close friends, but I know people that have kids and stuff, and if they're happy, like, fair play to them 100%. But as someone in their mid-20s, I could not imagine being that tied down at my age. I think the thing that I am happiest with my life is knowing that I can go down any route possible. And like I said, this isn't me bragging and saying about how amazing my situation is, because there's definitely difficult things that come with it as well. It's mainly to open your guys' eyes, particularly those of you in your late teens and early 20s, that there's nothing wrong with not knowing what you want to do, and also that, you know, you can make amazing choices and live a great life like I have the last couple of years without earning a lot of money and things like that. And sometimes not knowing what you want to do, it can be a blessing, because it can lead you to be in your mid-20s like me and have lots of options, a lot more options than someone who has maybe just gone into a career from pretty young, maybe gone and got a mortgage because that's what they think they have to do, and they're now very, very tied down. Which, like I said, if people are happy doing that, definitely do it. But you guys who are a bit unsure, get out there in the world, because you can learn so much. And at the end of the day, if you're like me, the thing I care most about is freedom and having as many options as possible. And if that's you, you can definitely have that as well. Now, I'm definitely still at the start of my journey, to be honest. I'm definitely not where I want to be, but I thought I'd share my experience up until now. If you want to continue following my journey, make sure you subscribe to the channel, as I'm hoping to grow so much on here, travel a lot more as well, and really grow my career myself, rather than going into a career which never interested me. So thank you for watching, and yeah, hopefully this video helped a few of you guys out, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.